Should I cross post my contents on multiple channels at one time? That's a good question. That's a really good question, and I'm going to answer it. Welcome to the Shoestring CMO. I am marketing mentor Wendy Lawson, and I help micro business owners quintuple 5 times their marketing impact on 5 hours a week or less while operating on a shoestring budget. Today, we're talking about saving that time, those 5 hours a week, right? The question that I get all the time is, should I go ahead and cross post one piece of content to multiple platforms at the same time? Now, when I say cross post, what I mean is you create your post and then you post it to multiple places in real time all at the same time, right? So you post it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, and it's going, and Google My Business is going to all the platforms that you have a presence on pretty much at the same time. That's what cross-posting is. Now, I understand the logic of how easy it is to do that, especially, platforms make it really easy to do that. With the Facebook and Instagram being owned by the same company, you can do that right from your business page. You can go ahead and schedule both at the same time, but it's not necessarily a good idea. And here's why. Each platform has its own native sizing. So while an image that is created to look good on Facebook and Instagram, it'll look good in both places, it's not going to look good on Google My Business. It may not look good on LinkedIn, and it may not look good on Twitter, right? Each of those feeds displays, renders your graphics and your images and your content differently. So assuming that because it looks good on one platform, it's going to look good on all platforms is not true. And worse than that, when you do that, what you're sending the message to the people that follow you on the places that the image is not rendered correctly for, what you're saying to them is, I don't care enough to make sure that this looks good over here, right? This looked good over on this other platform. And those are the people I really care about. You guys over here on this platform, whatever, you get what you get. That's not the message that you want to be sending. Secondly, each of these platforms has a different vibe, a different reason for being, and their users are going to the platforms for different reasons. So when we think about why people go on Facebook and what Facebook is known for, it's really all about connection, right? We go there to connect with our family and friends. And yes, we may also follow companies that we like, or we may follow, artists or TV shows or whatever else, business pages that we are interested in. But the reason that a user goes to Facebook is for connection, to connect with the people that matter to them. The reason people go to Instagram is to look at amazing visual images and to be inspired, right? They're going over there to see really pretty photography and pretty graphic design. It's a very visual space. So yes, connection happens, but connection's not first and foremost. When we think about LinkedIn is all about, the elements that you need for your professional life, who you are in business. So Facebook is who you are with your friends and family, and LinkedIn is who you are with your coworkers and potential coworkers, potential prospects, with potential clients. It's all about business. And then Twitter is like now. Twitter is what is happening right this second. I'm going to talk about it right this second, right now. It's happening in real time. So the content strategy, your content strategy, needs to be a little bit different depending on which platform you're on, because you want to respect and sort of honor the reason that people are on that platform. If you tried to post the content that you post on LinkedIn on your Facebook business page, it would probably fall a little flat. Vice versa, if you shared exactly the kind of content that you post on Facebook in LinkedIn, you're not going to get much engagement. People they're not going to respond to that, because that's being dressed for the wrong party, right? You're showing up in the wrong space. You're bringing the wrong content to the wrong space. So you really want to think through what your content strategy is and what your goals are for each platform, and they're probably not the same. So it doesn't make sense that you would cross-post content, because the strategies and the goals are going to be different based on each platform that you're on. But that doesn't mean that you have to spend 487 million hours a week. Not that you could, but that you have to spend all this time creating individual, one-of-a-kind, separate content for each platform. When you have your strategy, you start with your strategy and you know what your goals are, then it's possible your content can be tweaked just a little bit and then shared on other platforms, but don't do it at the same time. Don't cross post because if you do, it feels weird, right? Have you ever been on Facebook and you've seen a post that has like 30 hashtags on it? Yeah, you have. What that means is someone wrote that post initially for Instagram because you have your 30 hashtags on Instagram. And then they just pushed a button and said, yeah, go ahead and publish to my Facebook page now. Well, what happens? That post looks messy. It's out of place. It doesn't look good. Instead, you can take that post, save it. You can save it if you're using a tool, either a paid or a free tool. You can probably save that content and then just tweak it and schedule it for a later date. Because you also don't want people to see the same exact content in multiple places at the same time. And I'm talking the same exact content. Your strategy might have you posting about the same thing at the same time because you're trying to sell a thing, but having the same exact imagery, the same exact text in multiple places, what happens is people are going to tune out because they're going to see it. They're going to say, I already saw this somewhere else, so now I don't have to pay attention to it here. And then suddenly now they're not paying as close attention to you as they were. So instead of just bippity boppity boo pushing a button cross posting, consider saving the content and scheduling it. You can even schedule it at the same time, but make the tweaks so that it really fits the platform that it's going on and schedule it to post at a later date. So you can repurpose the content, but it's not exactly the same. So that is my opinion on cross posting. Hey, are you subscribing to this channel? You should. You really should. Also, make sure you get notified of when the new videos come out because there's a new video every single week.